Hey, this is Daniel Norton. I'm here in my studio in New York City with Farah.
Hi.
And today we're going to make a portrait. We're going to talk about getting the correct skin tone and exposure while making portraits. So we're going to use flash here as usual, and I'm going to show you how to set it up and kind of adjust both your exposure and the color to give you a nice, rich, good skin tone. So let's do it. All right, so I've got my icon here on my tripod as always. I am, we'll do one shot just to kind of show you guys. We're going to be set up so that none of the available light will affect our shot. So I'm at 1/160th of a second. I am at f8, 100 ISO, and we will take a photo. And we can just barely pick up the edges of her. You can see this here. This is really not affecting our shot. You know, you don't need to go for this complete super blackout frame if you're not going to have any motion and if the color of the light that you're using matches. So daylight, flash, same thing. Okay. Now that we got that, let's turn our flash on. I've got two flashes here. One, the A group here is going to be Profoto B1X in a 3-foot octagon. This is going to be our key light. So I'm going to frame it up here. Good. Okay, so we're looking at our shot here. I can already see it looks a little bit underexposed, you know. We have a white background. She's wearing kind of a light colored shirt, dark pants. You know, the TTL is not giving us exactly the right exposure. It's a smidge under. So what I'm going to do is look over here at my histogram. And you don't need to fill the histogram, but what I generally want is this middle dot here to be, which is, you know, generally my skin tones. In this case, I want to kind of move it so it's close to the middle. And that'll give me, you know, an idea without even looking at the photo, just kind of give me an idea of where the exposure should be. Then I'm going to punch in here and check it. Yeah, that looks pretty good. We have shine in the skin, but it's not blowing out. We've got shadow that looks kind of nice. You know, it's a soft light. You know, we're not losing any detail in the shirt, which is like a cream color. And we have detail where the light hits it in the dark colored pants. Okay, so that means we need to increase our flash power by just about a stop. So I'm going to come in here. Again, I'm staying in TTL. I'm going to give myself an extra stop of light. So we're going to do that actually in camera is the best way to do that. Using flash exposure compensation. And there we go. You know, again, you can just adjust it in Capture One and it'll be fine. But what we want to do is adjust it in camera. That way it stays consistent. Okay, so that actually looks good. Now, let's do our backlight or our hair light. I've got a beauty dish back there with the grid. You guys can see that? Let's just shoot that light, actually. Just to see what it does. Yeah, that's going to give us a nice kind of silhouette on her. It's a little hot, but there's still detail. So good. We combine the two lights, turning A back on. I'm going to switch back to manual so I don't have to worry about anything shifting as she does. And let's take a final shot with both lights just to see. Yeah, now we've got basically beautiful skin tone, good texture in the skin. We've got a bit of three-dimensionality with the hair light, and that all looks good. Now, the final thing that we might want to do is adjust with color. Now, you could just simply go in here to your white balance and adjust, like I have it at 5600 now. We could just move it up and down, but if you notice, if I start to move this, it will affect all the light. The hair light, it'll affect the light on your skin, it affects the background. But if using gels, we can actually set it up so that we're only going to change color where we want it. So I'm gonna put this back to 5600 because I think that looks good. And I think I'm just gonna I'm not gonna adjust her skin tone actually because I think it looks perfect. I'm going to adjust the hair light and that will visually change things. So I have actually two gels to choose from. I have chocolate, which is a nice, really warm gel. And I also have a CTO. So the reason why I like a chocolate gel is, well, first of all, because it's chocolate, but is because it adds warmth, but it doesn't add orange, right? It's kind of like a brownie warm. So depending on the skin tone or what the thing you're shooting it onto, you know, where you could use it on products and clothes and stuff as well, of course, it's going to have a different effect than like a CTO gel would. Cool. So put that on there. So I put the grid back on. You know, that's all going to stay the same. The chocolate gel will eat about a stop of light. So I'm going to add 1 stop of light to my B group. Remember, I'm manual, so. And let's see what that does. Oh yeah, see? Exposure stayed about the same because I added the stop of light. But now we have this nice warm, you know, a glow there. And also on her shoulder, right? It just gives that little touch of warmth. And I think that looks pretty good. You could, you know what, let's just go crazy. You wanna go crazy? We're gonna go crazy. I'm gonna put 1/4 CTO onto my front light as well. So the CTO, of course, is more of an orange color, but it should look nice, I think, because it's only 1/4. I'm not gonna go like a full CTO, because I feel like that would just be way too much. Because Farah's already got, you know, nice warm skin tone. Okay, so the 1/4 CTO burns about 1/2 a stop of light according to the little guide there. So let's just give the light a half stop of light. Now, that may be true, but I can already see that it definitely burned a little bit more than that. Remember, all these stuff are guides. Don't look at them as extreme law here. I think we're going to give another half a stop. So we basically turned up our key light and our, there we go. Okay, so now we're getting there, right? We're getting this like warmth on the skin, right? We're getting like highlight. The backlight's coming around also warm, so it matches, but a different kind of warm. So yeah, let's shoot this. I think this looks pretty good. I'm actually going to give both lights 2 more tenths because I like my images to be a little hot. Good. 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 Nice. You can always tell when she's doing a good job because I shoot too fast. Yeah. You can always tell I'm shooting too fast when the model does a good job. Yeah, there we go, right? So nice and warm, fresh. It doesn't look overly orange or weird. The whole thing has a nice vibe to it that really works. And we're controlling them separately. Again, you could just adjust the white balance on the camera, but if you do that, that's an overall or a global change, right? If we change it on each individual light, we can put a warmer gel from the back and then a less warm gel from the front, and that will give us kind of the mix that we want, right? To create the skin tone that we're looking for. Let's do one more. Always do one more. Like that. Good. That's pretty good. Good. Nice. Nice and pretty, nice and simple, you know, and we could adjust this depending on your subject. You know, and the thing is, if again, we could remove these gels too. If you felt like that was too warm, it's easy enough just to take it off, right? We put it on, pull this one off for a couple to end this with. If you want the more natural skin tone, and remember that we turn the light up. Stop. So we'll turn it back down. And now we're back to the more natural skin tone. So it kind of comes down to what you're looking for, right? This is definitely more natural. This one's got more kind of advertising end of day feel. And yeah, I actually think I like the more normal skin tone. You have a nice skin tone. Me, I always need a warming gel. When you're trying to get an exposure for a portrait, yes, the exposure that the camera gives you is important. You know, what it tells you, the number that it tells you is important. But your eyes and your mind and what you're trying to do is more important, right? What you think it should look like is more important than what the camera thinks. So use the technology, right? Use the lights, use the TTL, use your meters to get a basic idea and then adjust it till it looks good for you. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure that you subscribe to Adorama TV and ring the bell for all the new videos. Follow me, Daniel Norton Photographer. I will put Farah's information in the description so you guys can follow her. And I'll see you next time on set. If you do not send $10 million in unmarked bills,